wanted to share a little project with you that I was playing around with this afternoon. I'm calling it an ephemera book page folder, I guess. And so this is the final product. Looks like this, and then you can open it, and inside you have one pocket that goes through here and two little pockets here. And I've just added now so that I can show you some very adorable ephemera I got from Annette from Netted Journals on Instagram. I will link her below. She was kind enough to send me this wonderful happy mail with this and so many more goodies. But I just wanted to show you what it would look like with the goodies inside. So if we take these out, just so you can see, look at these lovely dried flowers. So if we take all of that loveliness out, this is what it looks like. Yeah, so you have this pocket here, and you have these two pockets here, and you have this string here. So I did not watch a tutorial for this. I have seen all kinds of folders around on Instagram lately, and they use them for ephemera and for happy mail and swaps and all kinds of things. And I honestly, I was too lazy to try to find a tutorial, so I just made my own. So now I get to make a tutorial. So yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of others on YouTube, but yeah, I'm just gonna do my own. And these are the two others that I made that didn't work out. So I just wanted to show you the mistakes I made so that you won't make the same mistakes. So I started off using cardstock, and I love the cardstock itself. I think it's very cute to have it like this. So the problems with this were that, okay, number one, using like regular cardstock, like you have these 12 by 12 inch, for example, the problem is that, of course, when you fold them, I'm sure you've noticed that they crack. So that was major problem one. And then the second issue was a manufacturing problem on my side. So I wanted to really use these here as a closure. So I didn't come up with that solution until I had the whole folder done. So the problem is that when I put the holes through and then the brads, of course you see the brads here. So we obviously do not want that. So that was number two. I mean, problem number two. Otherwise, I think it's fine, and I'll probably still use it for myself. And then, so the next try was this one. I thought I'd use some pages that weren't, that wouldn't crack. So what I did was I took from a book page, like a double book page, where I just kind of very carefully tore it out of its signature. So there was a page here and there was a page here. And so the problem with that was that, although this wasn't such a mega problem, because of course you see here, let me find the right spot. Yeah, so you see here where it was bound, which is okay, because what I did was I strengthened it on the inside with another piece of book paper, as you can see, and just glued that on inside. So that was okay, actually. The problem with this was, so instead of, I went with the same closure, and the issue this time was that although I hid it this time, so you can't see it, so that's awesome, but I still did it too close to the side, because when I went to sew around it, as you can see here, it was too close, so my sewing machine couldn't really do it, so I had to kind of go around. So this is what happened, which is not a big deal. I mean, it's handmade, I don't really mind, but it's not as, let's say, professional as I would like it to be. So that was number two, and I will be using this as well. But now with my third version, I really love this. because, so what I did was I took one big book page, so I didn't have the problem with the middle not being sturdy enough. And for the closure, I didn't do these round things, as you can see. I just did like a hidden string, and I will show you how to do that in this video. I'll show you how to do the whole thing. So it's very easy, which is why I love it. And yeah, so let's get right to it. The tools you will need for this are optionally a paper trimmer or scissors, work just as well. Then we need some Distress ink or oxide, which is also optional, not a must. A paper car rounder, a corner rounder, also optional. A pencil, bone folder, totally optional. And just some clamps or some clips, whatever you have on hand. Some tape, like not washi this time, just regular tape. Some twine or string or even ribbon would work. And a pair of scissors, whatever scissors, doesn't matter. So that's it. So pretty basic stuff, which is why I love it. So, so I chose 2 book pages, and the way I chose them was that I chose some. So one, I wanted to have writing on the whole page, and one was okay for just to have the writing on the top, because the rest is going to be folded in anyway, so you won't see it. And then this piece, all we really need is this part here, which will become these 2 bottom ones. So, if we start this, so first of all, I just wanna, just because it's uneven, I wanna just trim that off a little bit. So I don't want to lose too much. Okay. So next, we're going to, well, I want to do it kind of similar to this one. So I just want to see how far I fold it up. So if we go about like this, that should be good. Now, of course, this writing here is upside down, but first of all, it doesn't bother me. Second of all, you could actually glue something else over it if it bothers you. And also, we're gonna be putting these lower tabs on it anyway, so you would just see a little part of it. So that's good. Now we just fold this in half. Trying to be fairly accurate here. Just gonna use my bone folder, but if you don't have it, it's totally okay. You can use scissor handles or nothing at all. And now, see, there's this part here which is sticking out a bit, so I'm just going to, actually this whole thing is a bit crooked, so I'm just going to even that out with my scissors. There we go. Okay, so now I want to round the 2 upper corners. You can even do that freehand with your scissors, or you don't even have to do it at all. And you could do it here as well. I did it on, like here, I had them rounded as well, and even these. But I don't want to do that. Actually, I like them just there on the top. Okay, so now for the little pockets on the bottom. So we just need this piece. So I'm going to start off by just trimming down the page so that I only have the writing. then I'm going to trim this crooked edge off. Anyway, the pockets are going to be a little smaller. Whoops, that didn't work well. Let's try that again. The pockets are going to be a little smaller than the book. That's better. So let's see how wide this should be. So if we just leave a little bit of space here and a little bit of space right where the center is, we should be good. So I will be cutting one here. And the height, I think I'm gonna make, actually I want them fairly low. So I'll do that about here. And I'm not giving you measurements because it makes no sense, because your page is gonna be different than my page. So you just gotta kind of see what's gonna work with yours. Okay, so now let's cut it at the right width, which is here. So just double checking that that is going to work. Yep, that is fine. So now I take my other one and I make sure it's the same width. Okay, so now I have these two, and now when you look here, I have these are slanted a little bit and the corners rounded. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna fold these up onto each other, and then so this is the side I need to cut slanted. So I'm just gonna put them diagonally in my trimmer, or you can just do that by hand, which actually might be better. Okay, so done with the trimmer now. So now when I open these, you see I have the two slants and they are exactly the same, which is what we want. And now all I want to do is I want to round these corners, which is a bit tricky because they're not 90 degrees. So it's a bit hard getting it in your corner rounder, but if you kind of bulge it like this, it works. There, you have a nice rounded corner. And we do the same thing for this one. Okay, there we go. So now what we do is we distress all the edges of all the parts. Okay, so now we have all of this. So now for the closure, we need to do that before we actually sew this. And by the way, if you don't have a sewing machine, not to worry, you could just glue along, all you need to do is glue along these two edges, and on the outer smaller pockets along here and here. That's all, but I'm just gonna sew around it once and that's it. But before I do that, let's do the closure. So I'm just taking some regular white string or twine. What is the difference between string and twine? Can somebody explain that to me, please? So I just want to make a little mark so that I know where the top of the pocket is approximately. I'm gonna fold this down, and this is so easy. So you just leave some room so that you have some string to tie a bow with. So I'm just gonna put this like approximately in the middle of the page. So that would be approximately here. So now I can cut off, leaving enough string for the bow. Okay, so now I got this here, and now all we do is we take our tape. Obviously you could use washi, but why waste it because you're not going to see it anyway. So now I just want to see that it's sort of straight. Let me move it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and put that down, and I want to glue it all the way to the edge so that it's sturdy enough here where you will tie it. Actually, we could put a little more there. Just be sure not to go over where your mark is. There. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. Oops. Okay, actually that's all there is to it. So now when we close it, you won't see it. And now I'm just going to clamp these down where I want them to be. Try to do that straight. So that's one. It's probably easier if you use smaller clamps. I don't know why I'm using these big ones. Okay, and now I'm just gonna take this through run it through my sewing machine, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back from sewing, and I wanted to just give you 2 more little tips when you sew this. So first of all, you have to be careful, of course, that the string you have on this side doesn't kind of get muddled up in your sewing, so just be sure to hold it straight out like this when you're sewing over it. And the second thing is, what I've noticed is that I have to, when I'm sewing down the side where the parts where the pocket is, that I have to sew it like kind of almost shut, because if I sew it like this open, later than when I close it, it's gonna bulk inside, which I think is also what happened. Yeah, what happened here. See, so if I close it like this, you see how it's bulking up inside? So that's what we don't want. Yeah, that's the other thing that went wrong with this one. So in order to prevent that, so this one now, well, it's still bulking a little bit, but not as much. So I don't know how to totally prevent that, but I do find it makes it a little better when you hold it like this and then sew here. If you have any ideas how to prevent the bulking completely, please let me know, because I would love to know how to do that. Also, if you have a good if you're good with sewing, because I'm totally not, if you have a good tip about sewing the corners, the rounded corners. So I mean, this is fine. I'm very happy with these, but I'm thinking there must be a better way. So what I do is I manually turn the knob 1 stitch, and then I move it a little bit, and then I turn the knob again 1 stitch and I move it. But I'm guessing there must be a better way, because this is a pain. But anyway, so I'm just gonna cut these bits off. I want to leave them hanging a little bit, but not too long. And so then you can of course decorate not only your covers. So see, on this one I just put a sticker and I inked that as well. And of course you can also, I mean, this one I don't think I'll decorate because I kind of like what it has here. But on this one, since it's mostly writing, I think I don't know, maybe I'll do some decorating or not, but definitely I'll put something on the front. But yeah, so you can just tie it shut here. Yeah, Let me know if this was helpful and if you made your own. As you see, it's very simple. And if you find some more tips on how to improve this, please leave comments below. I would love to know, because we're all here to help each other out, right? So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.